8 o'clock, okay.
Is it live on your end? Is it?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome into episode 2 of the Home Turf Sports Podcast. As I'll be your co-host, Brian Hardy, here along with Devin Hardy, as we get into the Week 1 high school football preview and maybe even mix in a little South Carolina Clemson at the end. But our main focus here is the local kids, supporting the local products, local high schools. Get out to a game this week if you can. And we're going to kick it off with our game of the week. We will be getting into Marlboro versus Sherrall. Devin, I'm gonna let you get this thing started. You went over and talked with Coach Poole today. Just give me a feel of kind of how you thought he felt going into the game this week, and tell him kind of where he stands at as far as the rivalry. What do you think about that?
Well, man, Sherrall got a big win last week against McBee. 48-6 is what I'm getting here. Starters came out at halftime. They got the rest. They're gonna be ready for a big week against Marlboro County. Per the coach today, high energy practice all week, no injuries. Everybody's just healthy and ready for the big crosstown rival this Friday night, 7:30 at the Micklejohn.
Yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to making the trip over, as I'll be calling the game on the Marlboro sideline. Devin, you'll be over on the Sherrall side. It's always a good time and what would say a spirited contest where these two get together. This rivalry goes back all the way until when Marlboro was first established back in 1989.
Back in your time.
Yeah, these two teams have been going at it for a while. And like I said, anytime they strap it up and line up on the field with each other, it's usually a pretty good contest. Sometimes it has gotten a little out of hand both ways, but usually these two teams put a good product on the field and always give us a good game. I know you had an interview with Coach Poole today. We're gonna get into that and we let y'all get a good listen to what Coach Poole had to say, and so you can get a feel for yourself of how excited he is for this crosstown. There you go. That's Coach Andy Poole from the Sherrall Braves. He sounds like he's kind of excited. I can hear it in his voice. I think he's pretty happy or pretty excited about the team he's got, and I think he thinks he maybe have a favorable matchup. But one thing about Sherrall, when you think about Sherrall, even going back to the time when I played, Sherrall, they're known to run the ball. If you think about Sherrall's going to be a running team. They're going to look the line up, run the ball down your throat, and if they can do that, Sherrall usually has success. It doesn't matter who they're playing. And they know that that's their bread and butter. Sherrall's going to run the ball. They really, like he said, you can't really line up. If you want to line up with Marlboro and go athlete for athlete, you're probably going to be in for a long night. You're going to have to run the ball, keep Marlboro's offense off the field, and try to take advantage of them that way, Devin.
Yeah, I like Sherrall coming in this one, man. I feel like Marlboro's favorably, but there's nothing wrong with taking an underdog here, and I don't think even Sherrall's really an underdog here. even though you can't say what happened last year, they got new players. Some's going on to play at the next level, this and that. So-and-so's got this and that. So-and-so's got transferred in. But I think Sherrall has good key athletes all around the field and can fly to the ball and just get to where they need to be. And I like the way they're coached. Their coaches, they put in the work, the time, they watch the film, they do all the little things right, and I like them in this matchup, honestly.
I think the biggest area where Terrell has really a big advantage is at the quarterback position. Not just saying a better quarterback, but he's a senior. He's been in the fire. Caden Thomas has played a lot of games, got a lot of experience. He knows what to expect when he walks on the field Friday night, especially in a big game atmosphere. Athletically, I think Trey Blakely probably is a better athlete than Caden Thomas, but this will be his only second career start, in the Marlboro County uniform. He's played a lot, but a lot of the games he played in were the game was already well out of hand. Marlboro had a big lead last year, so he does have a bunch of game experience, but not in a tight, tough situation per se. So I'm looking forward to seeing how he steps up in a tough, tight game, because this is going to be a tough game, especially for the most part. I don't look for it to get out of hand either way. I look for it to be a tough contest all the way through. And if he can keep his composure and not turn the ball over, I do think Marlboro has the athletes to pull this game out. But I really think that's going to be the key to the game, how both quarterbacks play on each side of the ball there.
Going back, if you look at this matchup, man, even if you look back in the last year with all the players they had come in and go into the next level, and you look at the game Sherrall had, Sherrall graduated a bunch of seniors that played in this game last year, except for maybe 2 to 3 to 4 players on Sherrall's offense at the wide receiver position and the quarterback position. Instead of Juice Joint that had got hurt in the first quarter and didn't play in the second half, there's going to be a lot of new faces going into this game for both teams. So some players on both sides hadn't even got into this rivalry yet, especially these younger players just having to step up and play varsity sports just because of the size of the school. I think you can go either way, but I'm kind of rooting for where I'm at now. I hope they can pull it out and get the dub, man.
All right, well, I want to speak about Marlboro a little bit, going a little bit deeper into it. Like I said, Trey Blakely is the quarterback for Marlboro County. He's a tremendous athlete. He's very tough with the ball in his hands when the play breaks down. If you lose contained, he can take it to the house on you. So, like Coach Poole said, Anthony Strong and whoever on the end is on the other side, they're going to have their hands full just trying to not lose containment and let them get outside, because when the play breaks down, that's when Mr. Blakely's at his best. But also, Marlboro has a plethora of running backs. They want to run 5, 6, maybe 7 guys out there to try to wear you down. They want us to keep fresh legs in the backfield, especially now they're mixing in the wing tee a little bit. So, that's going to be a tough call for Sherrall if, as the game wears on, if Marlboro can keep their defense out on the field. I think they can wear them down a little bit like that. And I think if Marlboro if Marlboro hit some big runs, I do think that'll open their passing game up. And if he hits a couple passes, I think he'll get his confidence up. And I look for Marlboro. I'm gonna give you my score prediction, Devin. I look for Marlboro to maybe pull this game out. I'm gonna say 27-21. What kind of score prediction you got?
I think Marlboro has a few injuries coming in this game, and a few at the special teams position, correct?
Yeah, I don't know if Lee Best is back, the kicker. He was out last week. Marlboro went for 2 every possession, every time they scored. I do not know if he's going to be back this week. I heard he was getting very close, but I'm not sure if it's going to be this week or not.
I feel like if it comes down to special teams, I like my guy, kicker for the Braves, big leg guy, Mr. Daniel Rose, man. They don't really miss a lot of extra points. So I'll go with the Braves 27 with Marlboro having an injury at the kicker position. I'll go with them 20. I feel like they miss one and get a few extra 2-point conversions at the end.
All right, there you have it on our game of the week. We'll be back sometime over the weekend to record a recap, and we'll let you know where that game stands. But we want to get into some of our local high school games here. We're going to give you our score predictions. First off, we got South Florence and Summerville. What you think about that one there, Deb?
Oh, man. South Florence punched West Florence in the mouth last week at their place. Summerville had a top 35-30 win over James Island on Monday night because of the rain and the weather. I like South Florence at Summerville. I like South on this one just because, all 3 days rest playing a full football game with 3 days rest, you ain't got a lot of rest for your body. But that don't mean really nothing. Every time the lights come on, you got to strap up. You got to be ready. You can't have an off game, especially with somebody you got like South Florence coming to your hometown 3 hours up the road for you to lay an egg. So I like South Florence and Messiah Jackson quarterback in this one.
Yeah, South Florence riding high right now. I think they're still nationally ranked as far as I know. But it's a tough place to play when you roll down to Summerville. You just can't go in there and roll the ball out and think you're going to come out there with an easy win. Summerville, I think when their coach, John McKissick, when I was in school, he was the all-time winningest high school football coach. So they know how to win games down there in Summerville. I do think South Florence squeaks this one out. I look for it to be a back-and-forth affair. I'm going to say South Florence 34-31. I'm going to pull this one out on the road.
Man, that's a close one there. But, hey, a win on the road is, it don't matter how you take them, however. They're by 1 point, they're by 2 points.
You take them how you get it, especially this time of the year, early in the season. If you can pull one out on the road, that's big. We're going to move into the next game, Darlington at North Myrtle Beach. What you got there?
Man, North Myrtle Beach had a bunch of seniors last year, if I heard correctly. Darlington come over a 22-14 win over Lamar last week at home. I think I like Darlington in this one, man. Darlington always had a bunch of athletes, and when they can piece it together and add the puzzle at the right time, I like their chances.
I kind of like where you're going there. Darlington's probably their top running back is now Marlboro County Bulldog. I think that's going to hurt some. North Myrtle coming off of a big win, 30-0. Actually, I think they played on Monday. I'm taking North Myrtle Beach in this one. I think it's going to be a tight ball game through about the first half, but I think North Myrtle wins by 2 scores. I'm gonna say North Myrtle 28-13.
Not a bad gig here, man. Well, next we got Sauk City on the road to Dillon. I like Dillon in this one just because Dillon went on the road last week to Scotland and a heartbreaker loss at the end of the game with a few seconds left. I feel like Kettle Rowland, those guys, they get Dillon back to where they're supposed to be. They at home, the white walls, the fireworks, the smoke, they got it all. I like Dillon in this one, plus 14.
Yeah, I like Dillon big, but I will say, Sauk City went down to Wando, and Wando is always tough in football. Sauk City shut them out 8-0. But until further notice, give me the Wildcats big. I'm gonna say Wildcats 35-6.
There you got it, guys. He got Wildcats 35-6. Let's see if his predictions hold up. Next, we got Wilson at Gilbert. Wilson's coach is coming off his first ever head coaching win ever as a head coach at Gilbert next week. Give me the Tigers to go in there to upset the Gilbert Indians.
What kind of score are you looking at? You look for a tight one, or you looking for them to win easily?
Oh man, good question. Well, Wilson went down to Conway last week, and it was 13-9. So I mean, I can't say either way because Wilson must got a good defense, but the offense don't seem like it's all on 8 cylinders. But if you give me the Wilson on all 8 cylinders with that defense from last week, I might have to take the Tigers. But it ain't the Clemson Tigers, baby.
Yeah, I'm rolling there with you. I can't tell you I know a whole lot about Gilbert. I'm rolling with the local boys. Give me the Wilson Tigers 14-13.
Next, we got Myrtle Beach at West Florence. I'll let you pick first on this one. What you thinking?
Well, West, they're still trying to recover for that butt kicking they got from South last week. Coach always told me don't let one loss turn into two. That means you got to get it out of your head and move on, as soon as that game's over. I just don't think the West Florence is in a position to move on just yet. I like Myrtle Beach here, 24-13.
I like Myrtle Beach a little bit in this one, but this ain't Myrtle Beach. This ain't the Seagulls. This ain't the waves coming off the water. Give me Chad Wilkes and the West Florence Knights.
Are you sticking with the local boy?
the upset Myrtle Beach after that butt kicking last week that they had at home. Next, we got Hartsville at Carolina Forest. Give me the Red. Give me Drew Calabrese. Give me Ford Wallace at quarterback. Give me the Red Foxes, man.
Yeah, I'm rolling with Hartsville too. I think this game actually ended in a tie last year. I don't know if it ended on a weather delay. But it was actually ended in a tie. I think Hartsville, they didn't like that one bit. I think they go down to Carolina Forest and make a statement. Give me the Red Foxes by 14.
That's hard for me to say. We always from out here, nobody really likes them that way. But when you're doing stuff like this, you got to take the heavy favorite. And Hartsville's got a bunch of wide receivers and running backs and athletes, and they always run that wing tee that nobody can stop. But when they drop back and pass on that one time, you better be ready because they will scare you on both sides of the ball. Next, we got Seafield at Great Falls. What you thinking?
Man, I hate to do it. I like a lot of people from Chesterfield. Got a lot of friends over there, but I'm gonna roll with Savelle Newton to get his first win on the year. It might be a tight one, but I'm going with Savelle and the boys. It's gonna be give me Savelle 17, Chesterfield 13.
Ooh, Savelle, the Marlboro County legend. Put him on the map. I think I'm gonna take Chesterfield. I'm not really too sure on Great Falls. I know they had a lot of bad turnovers last week. And I look for Nick Dixon, new head coach at Chesterfield, to get his first varsity head coaching win. So give me Chesterfield 20-0 on the shutout. I like that. Next, we got McBee at North Central. What you thinking?
Man, like I said, I don't know a whole lot about neither team. You guys played McBee last week. But like I said, North Central ain't Sherrall. I think McBee's got a lot to play for, man. I think they get back on the winning track this week. They got some heavy hearts over there, and I think they'll pull out a win this week.
I like McBee. Shout out to McBee. Prayers up to McBee right now. Had a death in the school. All support and prayers is heavily sent that way. I got my boy Josh Tiller, the head baseball coach at McBee. This one's going to be for him. I'll take McBee on the road at North Central. McBee gets it done after a brutal home loss last week against the Sherrall Braves. Next, we got the big out-of-state North Carolina rival, Scotland at Richmond. What you thinking?
Man, this game, this is always a big game around our area, and it's always one that you want to go watch if your team's not playing or if your team's on the road. Scotland coming off a big comeback win last week against Dillon. Richmond lost a heartbreaker to Hogger, 28-21. Man, it's hard to go to Raider Stadium and coming out there with a win. But if Scotland can go out there and pull this off, it'll be a huge statement and can propel them forward going forward into the season. But I just don't think they do it. I like Richmond here, 21-20. I think Scotland misses an extra point early, and that ends up costing them in the long run.
Man, I like Scotland here. I like Richard Bailey. I like what he's done here at Scotland. He's always had some talented running backs. And, Scotland's got a running back now that's heading to the next level in about 4 years from now because he is only a freshman. Just picked up his first offer, D1 offer from North Carolina. I like Scotland in this 21-10. What you think about that prediction?
I just don't know if Scotland's defense is prepared to hold Richmond County to 10 points. Dillon pretty much went up and down the field, did what they wanted to do. I'm pretty sure Richmond's got just as many, if not more, athletes than Dillon at this point in time. That's a tough case. If Scotland holds Richmond to 10 points, I'm gonna shake your hand because you own to something here, and Scotland's gonna have a special season if that happens.
Oh yeah, out of all these matchups that we have said tonight, which one of these would you take as you can see a changing your pick and maybe an upset or a sleeper in any of these picks?
Really, I was on the fence about the Scotland-Richmond game. I got a lot of friends from Scotland. That game could go either way almost every year. I just think Scotland's riding high right now, and Richmond's a little, to be honest with you, they're a little pissed about that win last week. I seen the coach talking. He said that was on him. He a couple of things he wish he could do over again, but obviously you can't. I think they try to get some stuff cleaned up, maybe pull one out late. But like I said, if Scotland does come out with a win, I wouldn't be a bit surprised. And they could have a special year. Scotland's got some young players now, and they got some young talent over there. They're going to be tough here, for the next few seasons. I wouldn't be surprised one bit. That game could go either way. I would just, don't want us to be the same on every pick. So, I went with the Raiders on that one.
Hey guys, just while we listening, if you have a certain player around you or a certain player that puts up good numbers every Friday night, send them in to the text us on the YouTube channel or subscribe and give us a follow or get up with me or Brian and we can get them shouted out here. Offense or defense. We're gonna start doing our MVPs of the week every week on our channel. Or the best players who we think had the best weekend, and go from there. How do you think about that?
Yes, guys. So if we don't really cover your team, it's because we obviously there's only two of us. We can't get out to every game. We are going to start doing some traveling. Devin's going to go whatever we pick as the game of the week. Devin's going to travel, try to get some interview with the coaches, maybe a couple of players. So we will be having a game of the week here and there.
It's time.
Somebody got some.
The Chains Podcast.
I don't know what Devin got going on here.
You got some bad stuff going on here. What you got?
But anyway,
they shut his computer off one time. A little technical difficulties on this podcast.
that's live radio, baby. That's what happened.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, we're going to be traveling out to different games of the week. Devin, so let us know what you think the game of the week should be next week. We've got a couple of them picked out, but we do not have one for next week yet. So you
send
can
us in.
Send us a message here. Any of our social media pages. Let us know what you guys think, and maybe we'll get out to your game.
Bear with us, guys. It's only a 2-person crew. We look to get some more social channels here in a few, but while we're hitting here, we'll get into. We got college football starting back actually tomorrow night. What do you think about that NC State and ECU game?
I really don't look for it to be much of a contest. I think it might be close early. I think NC State wins that game pretty easily, pretty handily. I think East Carolina's, they're down a little bit. They're trying to get back into bowl contention. But I look for NC State to be pretty decent this year, maybe 8-4. So I think NC State pulls that one out.
I'll take ECU just because Sherrod's got a former All-Zoman offensive lineman that will be starting. Xavier McIver on that team this year. 5th-year senior last year. Got to show out for the Raw Town, man. Give me the ECU Pirates on the road to beat the Wolfpack in a nail biter.
Yeah, that's I'm like you. I like to see the hometown kids do well. So, I wouldn't be surprised one bit if he plays well. But I just don't know if they don't have enough firepower on the offensive side of the ball to keep up with NC State.
Battle of the Tigers. Some of you fans might like these two teams. I know that we don't. We don't like nothing orange. You won't never see us have orange on. But what do you think about the Clemson LSU game?
Man, it's always tough to go into Clemson and get a win, man. That's going to be a tough battle. I wish they both could lose. I don't care for either one of them. But I guess I'm gonna roll with LSU 2-0.
Was that an SEC bias pick?
Nah, I don't care who either one of them is. I just,
Well, the Tigers is gonna win.
Yeah, definitely. Tigers win, definitely.
Well, I hate Clemson. Sorry, viewers, subscribers. Don't unsubscribe us so we can pick your favorite team. But yeah, I'll go with LSU this year. This week I meant. Just because they gave us a heartbreaker last year at home. So, Clemson, if y'all get beat at home, just know we felt it last year. But we'll give y'all the real college team that y'all know we ready for this. And it's getting ready on Sunday at 3 o'clock in the Georgia Dome to beat the Virginia Tech Hokies. South Carolina. What you thinking?
Man, to be honest with you, South Carolina's always come out slow in openers, season openers under Shane Beamer. They never really come out and play great. He's gonna have a lot of emotion going on playing against his former college team where he played. His dad coached there forever. His dad's the legend. So I know there's gonna be a lot of emotions. I think they're actually honoring his dad at halftime or maybe pregame. I really think South Carolina starts off a little slow, but I think after a couple of series, Lenore Seller gets it going, and I don't think the 7.5, 8 point spread is really indicative of how the game ends up. I think South Carolina pulls away, probably 31-17.
I like South Carolina in this one. I know the past 5 years in Beamer's tenure, South Carolina has always struggled in game one. Looking back last year, Old Dominion, the previous year against North Carolina, and then the blowout win they did have in Beamer's first year with Eastern Illinois. So I think everything's going to be shaky and rocky on that first drive. But I hope South Carolina can come out and if they get ball first, drive on the field and score. If the defense come out first, I hope they can get a good stop. But I look for South Carolina's defense to show up and show why they back. And I hope Beamer this year can show why they should have picked South Carolina to be in the college football playoff. What you think?
Yeah, I think they're going to try to come out and make a statement. That's kind of a tough game to start off the season with. Like I said, Clemson, LSU. A lot of teams don't want to start off with another Power 4 team. They want to ease their way in with a little cupcake. But South Carolina and Clemson have both been known to start the seasons off with tough games. I want Beamer to show why the NCAA, the College Playoff Committee should have picked South Carolina for the playoff. But like I said, this is a different team. I do think this team overall is more talented. I don't think they're as experienced as last year's team. I think talent-wise they're a little bit better. So if they can gel, South Carolina, I think they can have a pretty special season.
Yeah, I like South Carolina actually big in this one. South Carolina's got a bunch of depth at the running back room, especially with Rasul Fajan getting cleared. You got Oscar Attaway, you got the guy from South Carolina State, the guy from transfer from Colorado. Beamer added a bunch of transfer portal talent at the offensive and defensive positions, which is always great. So I mean, it's going to take us a few weeks to figure out who's wearing what number, who's wearing what side. But I look for some of the young wide receivers that in this freshman class to look for them to play this week, and Donovan Murphy and Brian Rowe, and maybe Jaden Sellers, Lenore Sellers' brother from South Florence.
Yeah. Wide receiver room is somewhat of a question mark to most people, but from what I'm hearing, the coaches really like what they got, the talent they got. That's why we didn't go out and add any portal receivers in the offseason. Fury, the wide receiver coach, said, "No, I'm good with what I got coming in. I don't want to add any more talent." So I think that's a sign. I really think the question mark for me is the defensive front. If they can kind of match what last year's team did. I know it's going to be hard to be better than those guys up front last year because they were pretty stacked on the defensive front. But if they can come out and hold their own, establish dominance up front, I really think that this team will be a lot better than what some experts think. Some people have us as high as 12, 13, and then some experts don't even have South Carolina ranked in the top 25. So it's a wide variance of where they should be at. But I just think it's a lot of people just not sure on a lot of replacement people on the defense. But if that can come to fruition, I think that'll calm a lot of people down and their prediction will change.
Well, there you have it, folks. We gave you our local high school picks tonight, games of the week, college games of the week. Me and Dad he'll be on Bulldog Radio. If you can't make it out to game, tell them to.
You listen to us on pdbsn.com. You can listen to the Brave stream, or you can listen to the Marlboro stream. I'll be doing the Marlboro stream, so preferably I'd like you to listen to me. Tell me what you think. But if you are Brave, you can listen to their stream too if you want some home cooking. But yeah, either way, if you can't make it out, just listen to a game. If you can't make it out, make it to some game. Support somebody. These high schools, these small local high schools around here, they'll really appreciate it. these kids need your support. But yeah, if you can't make it out, listen to us. And if not, me and Devin will be back Monday night with your week 1 wrap up. That'll be high school and the college ranks. And if you think that there's somebody who had a great outstanding game from your school, send us some stats and we'll talk about them. And we want to spotlight these kids, man. And we'll pick a offense and defensive player of the week. So send them in, let us know what you got, and we'll hopefully it'll be somebody, one of your kids and one of your schools. And
rep your school, guys.
Yeah, rep your school. So we love doing this, guys. Just give us a like and a follow. Like I said, we will be trying to get a Facebook page up here soon. We just wanted to develop this YouTube channel just to try to. We kind of rushed getting this thing going, so it will get better as we go. This is only episode 2, so just bear with us. And if you got anything you want us to talk about, send us a message, and we'll try to get it on.
Yeah, guys, subscribe to the channel. It's like you said, give us a like, give us a follow. If you see us out, give us a shout. It's good to be seen, and ain't never not good to be seen. Get out and support these kids. We'll be back on Monday. I'm Devin. He's Brian. Peace out, guys.